So that moment when you can't find your GoPro anywhere, and then it dawns on you that the last time you remember having it was when you set it on the hood of the car taking a selfie when you're hunting at 9:30 in the morning. It's now 4:30 in the afternoon. So on the agenda is we're gonna take a drive down that road where we saw those grouse last night and see if maybe they're out on the roads trying to dry themselves off from the rain. And then I think we're gonna head into town to get some supplies. Well, you guys want to look at where we're going? It's so cold on my hands this morning. You guys notice this? Getting ready for deer hunting. The beard is coming on. All right, let's see what we can find here. So I just saw a grouse sitting up here in the woods. I think I got it, but I gotta go look like it went down. Oh, what is this? Deer scrape. Oh, there it is. It's a little one, a young one. First grouse of the season. Awesome. Looks like we got dinner. What's the chances it will be there? If that's where it is. We'll find out. Well, luckily it's just up the road here, so it won't take too long to find out if it's gone or... But I've looked everywhere, and that's the last time I remember having that particular GoPro. So, shoot. Doggone. Well, there's only one other place that I did not check, and I was thinking about it on the way home, is I went into the tool shed to grab gloves when I was cleaning the bird. So please, come on. Ah, shoot. Here's the gloves. I gotta do some cleanup in here. Oh, you're kidding me? Come on. Seriously? That's the second GoPro I've lost this year. And the grouse over here. Would I have set it down over here anywhere? Not good, people. Not good. Tell you what, if this continues, I'm not going to be able to afford to make YouTube videos. Golly. That was my good one I just bought too. The wind blew everything around when I was gone. Yeah, I just lost my good, my newest GoPro in the lake in the spring fishing. And yeah, so I bought a new one to replace it, and that's the one I lost, was my good one. God, my GoPro! God! Oh, I can't believe it. It was in my bag from when I went into town today. I stopped at the local fitness center so I could shower and clean up, and somehow it got shoved in my bag. Oh, thank God. But I gotta keep track of this stuff, but I was like sick to my stomach that I lost another one. It's like 250 bucks. Ugh. All right, all's well that ends well. That means I got my footage from the grouse hunt too. All right, we'll catch you in a bit. All right, so I really feel like I need to regroup. So some of the projects for tonight are, I want to get this heater out of the tool shed and get it into the shack. And I also want to check Hunter's stand and maybe work on the deck a little bit. So I have this heater here. I know it's a disaster in here, but doing many things at once, so cut me some slack. So I put it in here last year so that we could use it in here for deer season. And I think what I'm going to do is move it into the cabin for now. It's supposed to get really stinking cold here in the next couple nights. And if I do get the wood stove in, I can always put it back in here, or I can keep it in there. So those times when you're out hunting or fishing and you come back to the cabin and it's freezing cold and you don't want to wait 2 hours for it to warm up, you can just pop this on. Or overnight when the wood stove burns down, we can use this. So I think that's going to be project one. And I do kind of want to lay out the deck as well. But let's go and, well, since we have daylight, let's go and check on Hunter's stand and see if there's any sign of deer down there at all. We only probably have an hour and a half of daylight left, so I thought maybe that would be something good to do now. We're probably gonna move that tomorrow. Tomorrow is supposed to be cold and rainy, so I'm probably going to be limited on things that I can do for fun. So where's my camera? Oh, all right. So I want to bring my good camera. Let's go see what this looks like and make some decisions on what we're going to do from here. I mean, deer season starts in like 3 weeks, so we don't have a ton of time. A little red squirrel eating the corn. I don't know if it's Roxy or if it's Rudy or if it's a stranger. Roxy, is that you? Rudy? No, it's not Roxy. Rudy, is that you? Looks too small for Roxy. Really got a nest in that. So what this is this is a chickadee overwinter box. So inside there's some screen and I put dowels in there, and so chickadees can come in here and roost in the winter and congregate and keep warm. I should, wow, they have decimated that corn. I just filled that yesterday. I should put the cam in here and see what's all eating it. I know the crows and the blue jays have been going crazy for it. But anyway, I should open up that box and see if there's any droppings in there and see if there's anything that's been using it besides mice and squirrels. Apple trees made it. They're not doing great, but this one died off over the winter and it started coming up from the bottom again. So who knows if that'll end up being a crab apple or a real apple. And the other ones are kind of hanging in there too. So I need a wider fence. The deer just poked their heads right through the fence. But all right, well, I'm gonna get walking here to the stand and I'll catch you when I get there. So this is the tree that I put Hunter's stand in his first year when he shot his first deer, what, 2 years ago now? And then I ended up moving it down to that big pine there. And the reason I moved it down is when I put the stand here, this was all clear cut. And now all these popple are coming up. So it's really ruined your line of sight for any shot. But I just wanted to show you, I don't know if you can see that lake over there. So my lease land follows all along the lake and goes to that edge, and then my own property goes over to this boundary here. So that is that's almost a private lake, but there's a little sliver of federal, or for my Canadian friends, crown land that touches the lake. So people do have access to it, but it's a smaller lake and not very many people take the effort to drag in to get to it. It's a panfish lake, so But I'm hoping that this week yet I can get down there and maybe get the canoe or kayak in and give it a shot. I tried it in the winter once and I never even caught a fish, but I didn't spend a lot of time out there either. So all right, so here's where the stand is nowadays. Let's see, we have some work to do on it. It's looking a little rough. Cover's been tore off, but we should probably hop up here and see what it looks like from a hunter's view. Actually, it's not too bad. You could probably still hunt this stand. I think you totally could hunt this stand. You can see the lake a little bit better now. Well, I think that I am going to leave this stand up, and maybe we will put the blind out on the power line that way. I say power line, but it doesn't affect us at all because we're still off grid. There's an old hunting camp back that way, and the closest power up here goes to that old hunting camp, and everything from there north there is off grid. There's a lake. Which way is the lake? Well, the lake I swim in, the lake I catch fish on, there's some cabins on, and they're all off-grid cabins. They have been ever since it got developed in the 1950s and 60s. So, cool. You probably can't see it, but not this tree right here, but that big pine tree, that's where Hunter's stand is. And when he shot his deer 2 years ago, it was right down in here. And this is kind of where that trail goes through. In fact, there's a fresh deer print right there. It's not a real defined trail though, that's for sure. The water up north here is so black and dark, and all the tannins from the pine trees and the oak trees. So we got some wild rice and some steamed or broiled or poached or whatever you want to call it fish. So that's done. All right, let me get the spinach going and we'll be set. Yes, this big green pile of mush is spinach, but I do like spinach. Maybe some wild rice would go good with that grouse if I was baking it, but I think I'm going to fry it. Fried grouse is pretty tasty. I suppose I could have made fish tacos with this. I do have tortillas, but you got to have like coleslaw or something for fish tacos. Alright, I will catch you guys in just a minute. Alright, you guys want the first bite? It's looking pretty good. How about some of that spinach? Well, I'm going to eat quick, and you guys don't want to hear me chew, so I will check back with you later. Some of you may wonder what I do when the sun goes down. One of the things I've been starting to learn is night photography and just photography in general. So let's take a couple pictures. So this is looking out my driveway and I have my headlamp on. So this is what the camera is going to capture. See the stars up there? was just looking, and you can see those 1, 2, 3 stars right there. I don't know if you can see them in the camera or not, but that is actually the Big Dipper. So if I can frame that in my driveway, that would be pretty cool. But I don't think I'm going to be able to, because it's just too big. Yeah, no, I'm not going to be able to. Bummer. But the other cool thing is there's this big orange star. Hey, you guys want to do a picture of the fire? Isn't it amazing? This is what it looks like in my GoPro. This is what it looks like in my camera. We're gonna have to come back quite a bit to get the stars and the campfire. You can see how the campfire just really light paints the Morning, everybody. It is a rainy day today. I've just been laying in bed listening to the rain fall on the roof. Trying to figure out what I'm going to do today. But first, we're going to make some breakfast. Spinach, wild rice, scrambled. I admit, this doesn't look like much, but it tastes okay, actually. Needs a little seasoning, though. I wonder if a little hot sauce would go in there. Okay. Wild rice and hot sauce. I'm not sure about that. Maybe I'll take a little taste first. Maybe not. The sun is finally out. Good morning. As you can see, got a little cold last night. It was a little chilly in the cabin, but I made do. I think we better figure out something for heat today, though. We're going to be in trouble. Well, let's see if we can get this thing out of here. And this has to come out. All right, that's about the right height. All right, well, we got a nice mouse hole there. Well, let's see if this even works. I'm sure it's going to take a while to purge the air out of the line. So we have ignition. That's a good sign. I don't remember how to turn this on. And we have flame. All right. Well, that's good. It works. Now I think I have to put the cover back on, and this should be it. Maybe I won't freeze my butt off tonight. I'm not sure those coals are hot enough for as far away as it is. But we'll give it a few minutes and see how it goes. I'm just sorting through the wood pile here and getting some of this extra lumber put into the tool shed now that I have room. I want to go ahead and fill this up with split wood. I got this all split, or most of this split. out of this big pile. So I got a few more logs to split there. And then I need to cut some of this up, and I would kind of like to start cleaning up some of these brush piles just to get rid of them. Yeah, so that's kind of what I've been doing. I didn't want to have you watch me split wood for 2 hours, so I've just been kind of doing little odds and ends around the place. But I got to grab some seasoning for that steak. I can hear it starting to sizzle now, so maybe it will be hot enough. Oh, do you see that falling in the sky? Sure where it's coming from, but snow flurries. I suppose it's inevitable. Well, I got that wood stove out of the cabin, and I've got it just sitting on the cart right now. That thing is heavy. So this is way too big for the cabin. It's just not going to work. I have one in mind that I might get tomorrow, but I want to see how warm that heater is able to keep the cabin tonight. Guess who's really wishing they would have put that wood stove in today? There's always tomorrow. If I can convince myself to spend the money to do it. I threw that steak back on for a little bit. It was pretty raw still, so I better run out there and check on that. Huh, it's actually snowing for real. Feels like deer season. Good morning, everybody. It's just under probably about 38 degrees in the shed. It's obviously colder than that outside because there's frost on everything. Ground is frozen. Water's frozen in the tank. Or at least in the spigot, anyway. Yeah, that'll thaw out eventually. Alright, I think we're gonna cut some wood up. And then I need to make a decision about that wood stove. Pretty nice day so far, though. I don't even know what time it is. I just planted these raspberries this spring from some shoots in my garden at the river house, and they've done really well. In fact, they've sent up several new shoots too. But I thought I'm trying to build up the dirt in these planter boxes, and I also kind of wanted to protect the roots and stuff from the winter, and so I thought maybe I'll just put leaves in here, and they'll break down over the winter, provide insulation, and as well then turn into compost in the spring. So that's the plan. All right, well, I got the other one out of the cabin into the van using this method, so it should work, although I was missing my block. I need a block for the trailer tire. My one mistake, I didn't put the plywood under the cardboard, but 2 layers of cardboard should protect the floor a little bit. All right, wood stoves today, pyramids tomorrow. I have no idea how I would have got that in if it wasn't for using that cheater method. Because this thing doesn't look very big, but this thing is, I don't know if you saw me carry out that big one that was twice this size by myself. This one has so much internal stuff that it's just ungodly heavy. So let's get the legs on and let's get it stood up. So these Jotul stoves originate in Norway. So I should have known that they were metric. Let's see, what's the best way to do this? Whoop. That son of a gun is heavy. Well, here it is. The Jotul 602. You can tell it's much, much better quality than the one I had in here. Plus it's got this nice damper, it's got a glass window. So it's got this, I don't know if it's cast and stainless or what it is, but it's specifically made for being a cook surface to put your cast iron kettle on or whatever. So far, I have no idea how this goes on, but I should probably read the directions, huh? But so far, I'm liking the look of it. It's so much smaller than my other stove. So I'm pretty excited about it, but it's not cheap. I'm not even going to pretend that it is. Alright, you know what? I think I'm going to put it on this board just to keep those legs. I noticed my other one still scratched the floor a little bit, even when I had the cardboard down, so I think I'm going to go ahead and do that right now.